Geographically Isolated Languages, a case study. Hello, I'm Beckett Gordon. In this video, I will be exploring language evolution through two languages geographically isolated from other languages in their language family. A language family is a group of languages that all descend from one language. For example, the Romance language family of French, Italian, and Spanish, among others, are all descended from Latin. Usually, all the languages in a language family are geographically clustered together. In this example, the Romance languages are clustered in southern and western Europe, in France, Italy, Spain, and the neighboring countries. However, in the case of Hungarian and Brahui, this is not true. Hungarian, located in Eastern Europe, is far from the Eastern Siberian origin of its Uralic family, and Brahui, in Balochistan in western Pakistan, is geographically isolated from the South Indian languages belonging to the Dravidian family. One source of language evolution is human migration. In a study from Stanford, researchers found that geographical distance was linked to phonemic distance. Linguistic evolution via human migration applies to Hungarian, but is a little less clear with Brahui. The Hungarian Magyar tribe of hunters migrated from eastern Siberia, the origin point of the Uralic language family, into Hungary. Genetic testing found that Hungarians have genetic ties to eastern Siberia, as well as speakers of other Uralic languages, like Finnish and Estonian. On the other hand, the Brahui population has genetic similarities to the Balochi speakers of the Iranian language family, not the Dravidian speakers that are in their language family, including Tamil, Telugu, and Kannada. Researchers are still unsure why Brahui is so geographically isolated from the other Dravidian languages, but one study from the University of Cambridge proposes theories of genetic replacement, theorizing that, quote, the ancestors of the Brahui people were a pre-existing Dravidian-speaking group in Pakistan, who were gradually assimilated by the Indo-European migrants, who arrived around 3,000 years ago while their language was preserved, unquote. Both Hungarian and Brahui have similarities between them and the languages geographically surrounding them. Hungarian has thousands of loanwords from Turkish due to the Ottoman occupation of Hungary. In fact, analysis of Hungarian as a Uralic language is relatively modern. Linguists have historically analyzed Hungarian as a Turkic language, due to geographic proximity to other Turkic languages. In 2018, Hungarian President Viktor Orbán has used this linguistic discussion to politically align Hungary with Turkey, saying, quote, Hungarian is related to the Turkic languages, unquote. Although this claim is refuted by linguists, it is another example of how geographic isolation has an impact on the culture and politics of their speakers. The lexicon of Brahui is even more mixed than Hungarian. Brahui contains words with Dravidian, Indo-Aryan, Balochi, Persian, and Arabic origin. Additionally, Brahui uses the Arabic script, rather than an abugida largely used by other Dravidian languages. As we learned in class, a language does not require a writing system, and culture highly influences the choice of said writing system. This leads to the choice of a Perso-Arabic script, which is a modified version of the Arabic script, utilized for Farsi. This borrowing is inspired by Brahui speakers' shared religion and culture with Farsi, Balochi, and Urdu speakers, even if the language is less related. In fact, many Brahui speakers are also bilingual or trilingual in Balochi and Farsi, Urdu, or Dari Persian, depending on their residency in Iran, Pakistan, or Afghanistan, respectively. Geographically isolated languages are an interesting example of the intersection of linguistics and archaeology, exploring the links between genetics, culture, and language. Human migration patterns ultimately lead to geographical isolation in language, as speakers migrate around the world. The languages they encounter further mutate them through loanwords in their lexicon, and culture and religion influence their writing system. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something about geographically isolated languages and how their study relates to linguistics as a whole.